After this video, you will know how to use one of the most effective marketing tools there is. We're going to explore something which is fundamental to the way we think and the way we are influenced. That something is metaphors. Metaphors define how we navigate our careers, our votes, our love lives. Metaphors aren't just a rhetorical technique. They're used by the brain to make decisions. Before we get started, please like and subscribe to support the channel. I'm Richard Maxwell, author of The Science of Marketing for Business and Politics. I've been researching the science of marketing for many years and seeing what works and what doesn't scientifically. In this video, we're going to cover why metaphors are so influential, how metaphors connect concepts neurally, and we'll look at how metaphors are used in business and politics. First, why are metaphors so influential? It's because we use metaphors to model our worlds in a simple, easy to understand way. The world is complex with kids, work, love lives, trying to figure out why Arsenal is as bad as they are, so our brains use simple metaphorical models to break down the complexity. That is why we use them on average approximately every 14 words spoken. Metaphors dominate our subconscious logic, even in our love lives, which are dominated by journey-based metaphors. We drift apart, are on different paths, are heading in the same direction. The journey metaphor leads us to think that we have to have things in common to be going in the same direction. But it would drive me insane if me and my wife were exactly the same. Difference in relationships can make things interesting and help you grow as a person. By simplifying our love lives into journeys, we subconsciously and automatically choose the logic of a journey to make decisions on who we want to be with. In US politics, Professor of Cognitive Linguistics and advisor to the Democrats, George Lakoff, has broken down the complex political landscape into two basic metaphorical models: a nurturant parent model for the Democrats and a strict father model for the Republicans. Nurturant parents have a more empathetic approach, whereas the strict father model is authority-based. These two models explain why Republicans back the death penalty, because punishment is used in this model to keep authority, and Democrats overall oppose the death penalty because their model favours an empathetic rehabilitation model to keep order. These two metaphorical models define a logic structure to make decisions. If you influence somebody into adopting one of these models, you will drastically increase the chance of someone voting for the party that matches that model. The metaphorical model they subconsciously base their logic on leads the voter down a certain path. Metaphors lead you down a certain path because neurons that fire together wire together. And when things wire together, they bring each other to mind when recalled. For example, think of a cow. What else comes to mind? Grass, milk, mooing? All of these come to mind because they are neurally, physically connected to the concept of a cow in your brain. When the word cow goes into your ears and is interpreted into a sound, your brain looks for things related to it. The word cow is like a stone thrown into a pond and the ripples spread throughout your neural network, lighting up other neurons which are related. This means when a certain metaphor is used, the related concepts are activated automatically. The metaphor therefore frames how we view a subject area by funneling our thoughts into the connotations of the metaphor. Here's an example. Remember that old Budweiser advert where everyone shouted "What's up"? The advert was cleverer than it looks. I'll leave a link to the ad below so you can take a look. Budweiser's brand is based on connection. That means people getting together, being friendly, communicating. The advert is a metaphor for the Budweiser brand. In the advert, there's lots of friends shouting "What's up" to each other on phones, intercoms, and in person. All Budweiser is doing in this advert is creating neural connections between the concept of connection and Budweiser, using the metaphor in the advert. More recently, Budweiser has done adverts shouting "dilly dilly" instead. Same thing, different words. Before I go on, like and subscribe for more videos on the science of marketing, and check out my new book on Amazon. You can find the link to my book below. In this video, we've looked at arguably the most important part of a message, metaphors. We've seen how they funnel us to outcomes using different subconscious models to make decisions. We've seen how metaphors influence our love lives and our politics. We've seen how metaphors rewire our brains, and we've seen metaphors in action in advertising campaigns. Use metaphors wisely though. You are playing with people's minds. In the next video, we will explore the science of deep metaphors, which lie underneath the metaphors discussed in this video, and are universal, meaning your message can connect with anyone. Subscribe so you don't miss it. Thanks for watching.